H2 Overcomers is kind of a part two because I'm still at the cemetery and I did the last video and I was leaving and I stopped and said, I told you he was a great man. Let me tell you why. Because I love telling stories and hopefully this will inspire you. Gene Coles was a close friend, closer than close, like a father to me. And I spoke to him often. He was the wisdom and during the most difficult time of my life, when I was suffering, if you've ever hurt to the point where it's difficult to breathe, and every single one, you actually have to intentionally make it happen. And he happened to call me one day and he asked how I was doing. And he said, come by his house. Gene owned an asphalt company and he put asphalt down. He was good at it and we worked together, and I knew where his house was, but his house was more of a compound than his house. His house was on it, but it was a place there where he kept all the equipment, and he had outbuildings for his offices, and usually there were a lot of people around there, especially young people. His children were older at the time, but he had basketball courts and playgrounds, and just, it was the center of everything for the neighborhood. But he called me to come to the house, and I went. And I remember getting out of the vehicle, and I was walking down the driveway wondering what it is and why am I being called here. And he came out and he just took a look at me, and he walked up and he put his arms around me and he hugged me. What makes a great man, if you all understand where things I pass on to you all, it didn't just come up. I experienced it for myself, and I tell you to take time for people, and I encourage you to treat people the way you want to be treated. And I learned these lessons from people like Gene Coles, who put his arms around me that day, and he held me, and then he turned around and said, stay here a minute. And he went inside the house, and I heard him say, hey, everybody, come on outside. And then he walked over to the office building and opened it and said, hey, everybody in here, come on outside. And he was just gathering people around, and he said, we need to pray. And he said, make a circle. And they formed a big circle around me. And they held hands. And they started to pray. Y'all, I ain't never had no prayer like that. I didn't know prayer like that existed. They called down heaven. They bound and they rebuked. They above, beneath, and all around, they prayed for me. One person at a time, from the seniors to, I'll never forget, his teen son said something in his prayer that shocked me. How would he know? In the middle of that circle, I don't know how long it lasted, I was standing there and I was feeling it. The sun literally came down from the sky and just heated the side of my face. But all of a sudden, I felt something wet on my fingers. And I opened my eyes and looked down, and there was one of the dogs. He kept these big dogs around to protect the area. And one of the dogs that I did not think was usually friendly had come through the people's legs in the circle and was standing there licking my fingers. And when I looked down at that dog, it looked up at me and said, everything is going to be all right if you just hold on. That's why I love and miss Gene Coles. Those are great men that I aspire to and want to be like. And that's why I'm making this video for you, because that story may help you today in missing someone and loving someone and being lonely. So I'm here to tell you, you're not alone. We are praying for you. And if you contact me, I'll pray directly with you. Hold on today and believe. We're going to see him again. All it takes is you to say, Jesus, stand in for me. Take my place. That's all you need. Now hold on to that. Hold on and overcome. To be great. To be great. H2O. If you like this message, please click on the thumbs up. But more importantly, we really hope you leave a comment to let us know what you think and feel in your experiences. And then don't forget to share, because hope will make the world go round. H2O.